now. We've got a couple of talking points, but I think the one that kind of, I know, hit me the hardest earlier was the announcement that Steph Houghton is retiring from football. Now, and we were saying that we say Steph Houghton. Do we? No, what do we say?
No,
yeah,
we say Steph Houghton and everyone else says Houghton, wasn't that right? That was on those ones.
There's that many pronunciations now. I'm like, Steph. We'll just call it Steph.
Yeah, I'll just call it Steph, yeah.
We all know who we're talking about. And I know for all of us, we've probably got different impressions, different memories, things like that. But for me personally, kind of, and I think Ant as well, kind of coming from the Northeast, she was kind of the first footballer that I really remember being England captain and a leader. And I really remember just thinking, she's come from the Northeast. She can be England captain. She can lead. She can be this phenomenal role model. And she's made it. She's come from, X man in town, from where I'm from, and she's made it. So I know she'll probably never hear this, but like, I genuinely can't thank her enough, because that was kind of the first role model from the Northeast, when it seemed like everyone else was like from London, and you could only make it if you were from London. So has anyone else got anything they'd like to say about Steph?
She's just an icon, isn't she? Like I said, I think the first time I would have remembered her was when I first started watching women's football, probably the 2015 World Cup. And she'd scored in the second round, I think, against Norway, I want to say. And she's obviously sort of growing into a role as a leader at that point. But for someone to come in and have that impact and grow with the squad, she's basically gone from the very embers of what we see now. It's grown with her, and she's helped it grow so much. And I don't think you can underestimate that, for all the players that have come into the squad while she's been there, for all the players that she's helped develop and helped sort of come alongside. I don't think we'll quite realise the impact until she does retire, and we look back on it. It's one of these that it's just an incredible career. Probably one of the good things that she's going out on her own terms, and that she's able to do it, and it's not been an injury to do it. It's just the end of the road. I think she'll stay in the game. She's got a great mind for the game, and I hope she stays in the game. I hope she stays in it in some way. Just a phenomenal professional and such an iconic player. So sad news, but also just the ability to look back on such a stellar career. It's not till you look back on it how long she's been doing it for, at the very top level as well, that you realise how good she was.
I didn't realise as well that she was 36. She's coming up. I think she's either coming up 36 or she is 36 now. I know her birthday's in April, so I think she'll be 36 on her next birthday. But she's one of these players who just always seemed evergreen, and I remember we were talking off air, weren't we, Frela? Like, oh, did we see her play? Because she was, I was into football and all that, but I still wasn't fully into the women's game in 2002 to 2007. So I didn't get the chance to see her play for something. I really wish I did, and I do regret that. That'll be one of the regrets I do have. And I think everyone kind of thought that, hopefully maybe before she retires, she has one last dance and comes back and stuff like that. But I'm so glad, and Danny mentioned it before, that she's going out the way she wants to go out. It's not an injury, because I've mentioned before that my favourite all-time footballer is Kira Ramshaw, who plays for Sunderland. She had to retire this year due to an ankle injury at 30 years old, and I thought it was just such a shame. I really did, and kind of reading that news today was kind of the same sadness, because it was like, this is like a true icon of the game, and and someone who is, unfortunately, 36 years old is deciding to hang up the boots. But I mean, it's such, for me as well, I think, and it's kind of the argument of, I just wish she was in the Euro squad, like when we won it, because nobody, I think, deserves it more. And I really hope City win the league now. I wanted City to win it anyway, but I would really like to see them win the league now, just to give her the send-off that she deserves. And as you've mentioned before, it kind of hits us the same for her, because she's from, I'm from a mining village, you're from a mining village, she's from a mining village. And it's this northeast, never forget your roots stuff, and I don't think she has. And the stuff that she's obviously got to deal with off the pitch as well, with her husband really not being very well. And the way that she's kind of held that together, and still being a tremendous player and a tremendous pundit as well. This can't go ignored. Is a credit to her. So fair play, happy retirements, and I don't think we've seen the last of her in football, to be fair, but very well done, and congratulations on a career that not many people will ever have. So very well done.
Absolutely. Yeah, Rebecca, anything else to add to her illustrious career that we can talk about all day?
She's just been a role model in the sport, and she's honestly such an incredible person to look up to for so many young girls trying to get into football. Like, just watching past highlights of her, which I've done, she's just incredible, and I think everyone's covered it so well. But yeah, I don't think, as you've said, I don't think we'll be seeing the last of her, and I do think that she will stay in football, and just wish her all the best, because honestly what she's done for the sport is incredible, and just got to thank her.
Absolutely, because she said in a statement she released, didn't she? She was like, I just want to leave it in a better place than where I found it. And she's definitely done that. Absolutely. Because all of the stuff she's doing with City, being club captain, even behind the scenes, she's such a important role model, isn't she? For especially all the young players coming through as well. So like we said, heartbreaking, gutted that she's retiring, but we know we're definitely going to see her.
I'd love to see them do something at Wembley next week as well, if they can, or do something in these games in the Nations League, just to mark it, just because she deserves that kind of send off and that appreciation in person, and that a lot of people will want to be giving it to her. So hopefully they've got something lined up, or they can get something lined up for Wembley next week, if not for one of the other games, because she 100% deserves that kind of, to feel that from the fans as well.
Yeah,
definitely. Because City at Villa Park on the last game of the season. So that could be an interesting one, and if they do manage to sort something. So fingers crossed, she definitely deserves it. Or we'll throw her a party. We'll do that. We'll do it.
Get her on the podcast.
She won't mind. I'm sure she'll spare us some time.
Just very quickly regarding that, it's nice that City are away at the Villa last game, because obviously be her and Jordan Nobbs on in it. Obviously them two are, that lasses have both come, the Sunderland alumni, as I like to call it, you know what I mean? They're
and
both,
Demi Stokes as well.
Yeah, Bedo and everything like that. But it'll be nice that, and hopefully, she gets the send off she deserves as well. And they might win the league at Villa Park, and that'll be the ultimate.
She lifts the trophy as her last action.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That'd be good. Yeah. And
sometimes fairy tales do come true, and we're hoping that this one does, aren't we?
Exactly. We've all predicted City win the league, but now more than ever, we need City to overtake Chelsea.
And that's no offence to our Chelsea fans that we do have on our team, because we love you both. But
in everyone's best interest, City will win. Thank you very much.